We've all been in that incredibly frustrating situation. You wake up late, you're rushing to work, you go outside and realize you've left your light on your car and your car just won't start. Well, for today's auto tip, we're teaching you how to solve that problem as we go through the steps you need to know to jumpstart your car. And of course, the man that's going to teach us this is Bob Gugino, our auto care expert from Bison Automotive. Now, Bob, let's start off by talking about what we need in our car in case we ever run into this situation.
Okay, well, what's really nice to have is this car care emergency kit that we see here. It's got a jumper cables, it's got a flashlight, it's got some tools and things that you can use to jumpstart that car in that unfortunate situation when you leave your lights on or something like that and the battery goes dead.
All right, well, we found our jumper cables in our kit. We have them on the ready. We also found a good Samaritan who's going to help us with their battery that does work. What's the first step? Okay, the first thing we need to do is walk up to the battery that we're going to use, the good battery, and identify the positive terminal and the negative terminals on the battery that we're going to jump from. We got our red and our black cables here. We're going to take the red cable, we're going to put it on the positive terminal of the battery that's good. We're going to take the positive terminal and put it on the battery that's not. We're not going to take the negative cable, we're going to put it on the negative terminal of the battery, on a good battery. And then what we're going to do is not put the negative cable on the battery that's dead because you can get arcing or sparking that could cause an explosion. So what we're going to have Matt do is actually put this on a nice ground bolt right on the engine mount here. So this way that'll give us a nice ground and that'll certainly help us to start the car. And for people that have never done this before, where can they find a bolt or a piece of metal that's going to ground this situation?
Well, like I said, underneath the car here, we found a nice piece. This happens to be the motor mount for this car here. That works great. But any good solid metal piece that's attached to the engine works well.
So now that the jumper cables are attached, how are we going to start this up?
Okay, so what we want to do is we want to take our good car, we want to start up our good car and let that run for 2 or 3 minutes, so it puts a little bit of a charge into the battery that's dead, and then after we do that, we can go ahead and start the dead battery.
All right, well, why don't we hop in our cars and see if this works?
Yep.
Am I good to go, Bob?
Yep, go ahead and give it a shot.
So Bob, clearly you can see both cars are started. Now the next step is taking these jumper cables off. How can we do that?
We pretty much want to reverse the procedure that we already did. So go ahead and remove the black cable. And then we want to move the black cable from over here. And of course the red cable.
Now I've done this before and I've always been told that you want to make sure that you don't touch these wires together.
That's why we take each cable off individually from each car, so there's no way to really cause a spark or any other problem that would either damage the car or cause an explosion.
All right, so the cables are off, they're safe to put together. Now my other question for you, Bob, is you might get in a situation where there's not another car to jump you, or maybe you're not lucky enough to find someone friendly enough to lend you their car. How can we prevent this situation?
Well, what you can have is what they call a battery jump box. These devices are really nice, they're fairly inexpensive, and they're very, very powerful. They're compact, they fit in the trunk really nicely, and actually some of the models actually have air compressors with them, and you can plug accessories in them as well.
And these are safe to keep in your trunk all year long?
Oh yeah, they're great to use, and it's compact, so you can stow it away anywhere you like.
All right, well thanks once again, Bob, for teaching us how to do something simple with our car that many people think might be a little overwhelming for them.
No problem, that's my job.